Hey everyone, I made a post last week where I asked you all what sort of content you guys would like to watch in between while I'm working on the next episode of the House of Leaves series. Behind the scenes videos was what came out on top, so figured I would upload a video for the behind the scenes of the 5.5 minute hallway video, and then next week I have an animation I'm working on that I'll upload sometime next week. I'm gonna separate this video into parts. So the first part I want to talk about my story pretty much of how I started doing these videos. The second part will be more so like somewhat of a tutorial, but not exactly. I'm not gonna give all the specific details, otherwise that would make this video an hour long. But I do want to give a few points or a few things that I did to get the result that I wanted for that video. And then the last part, I guess, will be just a few closing words. But I'll leave timestamps if you are not interested in certain things, and you can just quickly get there. Alright, so I make these videos using Blender. I started off about mid-2022. If you guys are interested, I can give you all the full story in another video, but I got Blender on 2022, but I never actually put any actual effort until like around the end of 2023, where I started making random animations, just like random pictures, random environments, and stuff on Blender. I've always had this thing where I picture a scene or picture an environment, and I want to see it on like in person, like sort of like how like if you were to record your dreams and you would like want to have that. That's sort of how I would feel, my reasoning for doing these things. So I started just making random stuff. I'll probably put up a few examples up on the screen. But I found out about the book around December of 2023, which when I read that, I had already gotten a little bit of like practice on Blender. So reading the book and seeing also, like at the time, it was when liminal space backroom sort of videos were a thing, that gave me like the perfect excuse to use the House of Leaves as sort of as a, I guess you could say, a vessel, or like as a sort of as an excuse for me to make something similar to like backrooms videos, but adding my own personal feel to it and like my vibe of like when reading the book. So that's how I started. That's how I started off with the whole House of Leaves video. So what you're seeing on the screen right now, that was my first attempt at trying to animate pretty much what I was thinking, like what I was picturing in my head. But a common theme that you're probably gonna see a lot in these behind the scenes videos is I wouldn't really be happy with the end result, and I would end up just scrapping everything, deleting it all, and then just starting from scratch all over again. So that's why, like, the layout, if you may have noticed, the layout is a little bit different of the living room in that footage I just showed. But yeah, I guess we can now get to the next part of the video where I'll be showing you all the actual software side of things, in case you're interested in that. So this is where my bread and butter is. This is where all the animations are done. This is pretty much where I did everything. There's a lot of things actually that I would do differently now. These objects here are meant as lights, which they're placed in the wrong places, which is why you can see a seam in the video around here. But I just wanted to show this mainly to show a few tips for anyone that would be interested in learning this software. It's very intuitive. I would recommend anybody that has a passion for making any, whether it be film or animations, whether it be realistic or not, to learn it, because not only is it free, but it's also as long as you dedicate yourself to try to learn it, it's not super difficult. The parts pretty much that make the animation what it is, I feel, is an add-on from Ian Hubert that pretty much automates the camera, gives it some natural camera movements. So I animated the camera myself, but then if you add that on top, it just gives that first person camera footage feel to the animation. If you saw the video, then you should be familiar with what we're looking at right here. But yeah, I did a few tricks here with the whole, well, actually, spoilers. If you don't want to ruin the magic, seeing the sort of non-Euclidean geometry of it, where the hallway shows up, if you don't want to ruin the magic of not knowing how that's done, then look away now, I guess. I remember I felt super smart back in the day when I found it out. But it's honestly very simple. So here, this is where the hallway appears. From the camera perspective, you can't really see what's going on, but if I go back right now and I quickly zoom out, I think you'll be able to tell what's going on. And yeah, it's just that. It's just, I just keyframed it to appear and disappear, I guess. Which you can see here, the door is still open inside, and you'd see that if this was the camera perspective. But here I bring it back. So just simple tricks that normally what I would do is, if there's any sort of effect that I want to achieve, I would look it up online, and there's a lot of resources, Reddit being one of them, Google in general, or also Discord groups with similar people doing the same thing. It's nice to have those resources, because I would just ask around and pretty much to figure out and ask people that know more than I do, know how they would do that and how they would achieve it. But yeah, to close this portion of the video off, a few things I guess I wish I would have known back then, and that I would have applied to this video, is to follow reference more. At the time I didn't know about that, but if you're looking to create, if you want the best output possible, then it's always best to follow reference as much as possible, whether it be just Googling images or special websites that you can use. For example, Pexels is one of them. That way it mimics reality as much as possible, and it looks the best way it can. I'd probably also use better assets. There's certain portions or certain parts of the animation, like textures, that I wish I would have done better back then. I wanted to mention that I'm going to remake the 5.5 minute hallway video later down the line, once I'm done with all the exploration videos. I feel like that part of the story is important enough where I should probably do it justice, make the video actually be 5.5 minutes long. In case you're wondering, the reason why it even turned out that way to not be 5.5 minutes long, I wanted to make it like that, but because back in the day, I was very limited in my experience with Blender, so that was the most I was able to put out. I had no clue how I could extend it to 5.5 minutes, so I just thought, might as well. I'll just probably just upload it, and nobody's probably gonna see it. Which right now it's my best performing video, so I guess I wish I would have done that back then. I wish I would have done it justice, but that's, I guess you live and you learn, right? But yeah, thank you for hearing me yap, hearing me talk about these things. I want to start uploading more, and whether it be just things that, like animations that I personally want to make, or original stories. There's some original works that I've been thinking of, that I've been working on while working on these videos, so stay tuned for those. I also want to get to connect with everyone more. I know I can disappear a lot and I also don't really interact with you all, but just know I really appreciate you all for being here. You all give me a reason to even do these things. So, yep, I guess that's enough of that. See ya.